Hello everyone, it's been a long time, hasn't it? I think my last video was from almost 1 year ago. It was like around the time of Japan Expo. And yeah, a lot of things have changed in this year. Fortunately, I haven't had much time to make videos, and there was also the thing about Hyper Japan. But yeah, you've seen like this is a new location, this is a new continent actually. Now I'm in Japan. You cannot really see it apart from maybe Arukuma over there. And yeah, Hyper Japan. If you follow me on Facebook or Twitter, you will probably know that I was planning to do some a very big project there, and I actually got my press pass in the end. So I got to follow the artists around and interview them and film a lot of stuff. And unfortunately, the material is a lot, but it's also very difficult to edit because of various circumstances for the convention, and because of my time constraints, I haven't been able to finish yet. I mean, I promised the artist that I would finish in 3 months and publish the material. Now it's been almost 8 months. I would say, yeah, it was like last November, and I'm still working on it, unfortunately. So I hope that this summer that you get to see the material I got from Hyper Japan. But yeah, I didn't want to wait any longer. Like, my intention was to finish the editing and publish all the material before resuming Idol Talks and my regular series. Well, regular, I mean, I used to be kind of regular, but but yeah, I decided that I kind of wanted to resume making videos again, even uh, before finishing the Hyper Japan job, and it would be in the same format as before. So me talking, very minimal post production, and a slightly better equipment. I have like a slightly better equipment now. But apart from that, yeah. Yeah, a lot of things changed this year. So last year in Japan Expo was like my first approach to the underground idol world, and now in this year I attended something like maybe 20 or 30 underground idol events, and I got like completely used to it, and I got a kind of like a place in the fandom, and I kind of left the overground idol world for the moment. Like, I still follow a bit SK48 because yeah, my Oshimen is still there, of course. But other than that, yeah, I'm mostly following underground idols now, and the events are a lot of fun. And yeah, I would probably, this will be a topic for the next video. So I would talk about the difference between the overground and the underground idol world. And but yeah, in this series now I kind of want to introduce a bit this world to to the Western viewers, because I think this is a very not very well known fandom for European and Western fans in general, because there's not a lot of information leaking out from Japan, of course, because we are talking about very small idols. We have very limited production budget, and with an audience, with mostly a Japanese audience. So apart like from the few lucky group who got to perform abroad or to yeah, have like a production with an eye for abroad, so we're talking about kind of bigger groups. Most of the groups here, they are limited. Sometimes they're limited to their their area in Japan, not even like the whole country. So, and there are so many groups here. Like yesterday I went to a festival here, and there were something like 50 groups performing, like from the wristband. And yeah, they have a lot of different concepts, a lot of different girls, a lot of different personalities. So a very interesting world, I would say. But yeah, I digress. The topic for today is I want to present basically the group that I've been following for the last year, and the group that is my main group right now. So the group that I follow primarily, which is Banzai Japan. You already heard of them because they were at Japan Expo last year. I talked about them in that video. They were the winner from Tokyo Kando, which is like a very big competition here to decide who gets to perform at Japan Expo. So they won the competition, they got to perform at Japan Expo. Since then, they've been to Hyper Japan in London, they've been to Japan Expo Sud in Marseille, and they will go to Japan Expo in Malaysia this summer, which is a different organization, I think, but it's still called Japan Expo. And of course they had a lot of concerts in Japan, which I attended. So who are Banzai Japan? Banzai Japan is a group of right now 16 members with the concept of showing the wonders of Japan to the world through entertainment. And yeah, it's a very cool concept, I think. So they are a kind of mixture of traditional Japanese culture and modern Japanese culture, as is the music. So it's a mixture of modern pop with traditional sound, and each member represent their own prefecture in Japan. So prefectures are a bit like regions or provinces of Japan, and each prefecture had their own like peculiarities, their specialty, their own culture sometimes, and each member represents their prefecture. I met them for the first time at Japan Expo last year, and they immediately caught my eyes. Well, also because I wasn't used to like many of the practices of the underground group, which you would never like dream of in the overground world. For example, the fact that they just went around the convention doing PR, and the other thing was quite surprising for me, and the fact that you have a much more direct interaction with members compared to the overground world, where the most you can get is like a 5-second handshake with a table in between. And in the underground world, that you can like talk to them. I mean, in the Checky events, you can talk to them at least 1 minute, sometimes even longer. You can actually interact with them on showroom, since the comments don't come as quick as with overground idols. They actually read all of them, so they definitely know like all the main, like the regular fans by name, and they remember your face. Yeah, it's a very different world. So yeah, so I met them at Japan Expo, and after that they came to Hyper Japan. So in that event, say that I got my press pass, so I got to follow them around, do an interview with them, and document all their experience there. And I would say probably that was like the first like my initiation in the fandom in a kind of sense, because yeah, of course in the Japan Expo the group was complete, but I doubt that any of them actually remember me from that event. Also because I actually introduced myself with my real name there, and that might even add some confusion. I don't think any of the members right now remember my real name. So yeah, it was kind of after London that I really like started following them regularly, and after London they went to Marseille. Unfortunately I got a job in that period, so I couldn't go, but yeah, so in January I came here to Japan, so I got to see them in live. And now I've been in Japan for 2 months already, and basically I've seen them at least once or twice every month, which is not much because they perform almost every day in Tokyo. But I'm not in Tokyo, so unfortunately I'm limited to this 1 or 2 times a month that I can see them. So we start probably talking about their music, I guess, because well, it depends from person to person, but one of the first thing I look at in either group is like their music, of course. And the music from Banzai Japan is great. It's like yeah, there are like no bad songs, let's say, which is kind of rare for an idol group. Yeah, so as I say, like the concept is presenting like the wonders of Japan. So the music, it's has a lot of traditional Japanese sound in it, and it's like a kind of modern pop version of traditional Japanese music, which is probably like some of my favorite songs are like that. Even in the anisong world, there are a few songs like that, which I absolutely adore. Like, well, if you think about it, like Ana Kanzashi from Idol Master, something like that. So yeah, that kind of traditional Japanese sound in modern pop music, and they have a lot of original songs. In fact, they also released an album. They released 2 independent singles, and they will release a major single soon. I will talk about it in the end of this video. And yeah, great songs. I really like all of them. And personally, my favorite song of them right now is called Negai Boshi, which you should really go to listen because it's incredible. It's incredible. Like the melody, the music, the instrumentation, and the division of voices. Like also the final solo. It's absolutely great. Like I almost cry every time they perform it in live. So it's so good. And if you ask the members, they will probably suggest you to listen to Banzai Japan, which is their namesake, and which is also a good song, but unfortunately it's not one of my favorite. And yeah, sorry for that, but yeah, it's a very catchy song, and especially the lyrics actually present kind of the group and the wonders of Japan. But I'm someone who looks more at the music than the lyrics, unfortunately. So yeah, Banzai Japan doesn't really make it into my top 3 or anything. And they have a lot of other very good songs, though. Like in the album, there's like Yamato Nadeshiko. That's also not a very good song, and something that really really pumps you up during a live, which is another very important trait in a song, I would say. And their new song in the new single, Junin Toiro, is one of their best songs they made so far, I think. I will talk about it later. So yeah, this is for like the music part. So a lot of very good songs, and a lot of they have a lot of original songs right now. I mean, they started by singing cover songs, but that's a very long time ago, I think, and I never even got to see that that period. You can still find some of the videos on YouTube about that period. Like they used to perform Senbon Zakura, which is an incredible song. I love that song. But yeah, I think original song is probably better. Then about I would say the costume, the dances. So their costume resembles traditional dress or traditional kimono, but of course more idol-like. So of course short skirts, and but still quite traditional in appearance, and very colorful. So they have 2 versions right now, I think. There's like the old dress, which is like mostly red and white, which are the colors of the Japanese flag, of course. And then there's like the newer dress, which was presented slightly before Hyper Japan. Remember? Yeah, Hyper Japan was like the first time they brought the dress abroad, actually, which is like completely colorful. So a lot of colors, very colorful. The dance also resembles a bit like traditional style. So they perform with with a fan, with a sensu, the traditional sensu, which is like probably the only merchandise that I have here that I can show you. So it's like this, as you can see. It's the only one because the rest, of course, it's at my parents' house, and this is like the only thing that they brought from there. Very important. Well, I can show you this and the checkies, of course, which I will show you later. So yeah, they perform with this. Fans use this, like instead of pen lights, they use the sensu. Yeah, and then about the members, of course. So if you talk about underground idols, I think one of the first thing that would get you like into the fandom is the member themselves, of course. And about Banzai Japan, I have to say that like despite there being 16 of them, I really like them all. Like it's very rare for a group, like not even in AKB I would like know all members of a team, for example, or like all of them. For Banzai Japan, it is like that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I have an Oshimen, like a member who I like more, but in principle, like all of them have very interesting personalities. They are very kind, and especially if you're like a regular, all of them will remember your name, even if they're not your Oshi. So even if you don't really get a lot of chance to talk to them, because yeah, of course, yeah, I mean, people usually are a bit limited on money, so it's very difficult to be a DD in the underground world. Like you spend an atrocious amount of money just in order to support all the members of a group, especially if they're 16. So yeah, that's quite incredible. Like the fact that in a group of 16, probably soon 17 members, I actually remember all their names. I remember all their faces, and basically I think all of them, right? And now like some some members I only met them like a few months ago, like for the first time, and some of them I didn't really talk that much, but by now I think all of them actually remember me, remember my name and my face, which is kind of incredible, I think. And it kind of goes to show also like their dedication to fans, which is very important for an idol group, and it's something that really like makes you appreciate the group a lot more, like seeing how dedicated they are to fans and how they always go like the extra mile in order to accommodate fans. And even like for Tokutenkai, they have like all this different like Tokuten, even based on like requests from fans. And yeah, that's kind of great. It's great like that the group is so dedicated, and the management is also very dedicated as well. And in fact, yeah, like even like the management is very approachable, and like all fans basically know the manager personally, and he's also very accommodating to all kind of requests, and very easy to talk to, and that's also like a very big advantage. Yeah, so this is like all the different reasons that led me basically to support this group in this year. And right now they are like my main group, so like the group I follow the most, and I'm really happy to be in this fandom. So yeah, and then well, I guess I can show you some of the checkies. So these are the checkies I took like from April till today, so a few are missing. So all the ones I took in London, for example, and not all the members are here, but I can show you some. For example, on the first page, you can see if it zooms. So this is like the checkie I took with Rima and Koma. It's like probably my favorite in the book right now. And yeah, other checkies I took with Rima. So this is Airi. This is the new trainee in the group. very nice girl. And yeah, some more checkies, as you can see. Yeah. And yeah, I think I took like checkies with most of the group right now. I would love to talk about all members singularly actually, but there are so many of them that it would make this video a bit too long, I would think. So I would of course put the link to their website down here, and you can have a look at the members as well. And of course, when I finish editing the interview we did in Hyper Japan, then you can get to know them a bit better as well, even if only 7 members actually were in Hyper Japan, and Mayoshimi was not even there. So I hope that I get maybe another interview soonish, well, when I finish editing the other one. Of course, I don't really want to accumulate my work like that, but yeah, it would be kind of nice, like, to get to know the members a bit better as well, directly from them, instead of like from hearing my opinion, which is of course not very impartial. And yeah, so I would talk about a bit their project from now on, to a bit of promotion, because well, it's a very big period for them right now. So they are releasing their first major single, which is coming out at the end of this month, and it's called as I told earlier, Junin Toiro and Kingyo no Uta. So there are two A sides and a third song, which is one of their usual songs. It's all in all a great single, because like all 3 songs are very nice. And yeah, so they're like doing a lot of release events, yeah, all around Japan, in well, mainly in Tokyo, and they did one in Nagoya. Yeah, and it will release at the end of June, so 25th of June. There are 5 different versions with 5 different covers, and yeah, if you're interested in them, you should really have a look. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to get the single outside Japan, or better, actually, I think it is available on some of the online shopping website, because of course now it's released with a major label, so they will sell there too. But unfortunately, there is no Tokuten if you buy on those sites, and since to get a Tokuten you need to buy from their store, from their online store, which doesn't ship abroad, and more importantly doesn't take foreign credit cards, which is like the main problem. So like for the shipping, of course, you can use a proxy, but for payment it's a bit more difficult. If you're interested in a single, you are free to contact me, send me a message on Twitter, and I can arrange for some singles to be shipped to you if you'd like. As for yeah, another thing about this single, they also released their first music video for the title song of the single, Junin Toiro, which is not available on YouTube. And it is a very nice video, like very well shot, and it was funded through a crowdfunding from fans, of which I'm quite proud to be a contributor. You can probably see my name on the list if you go to see the video on YouTube. I will put the link of it down here as well. So yeah, go watch the video. Very good song, very good video, and yeah, look forward to the single. And as for events are going, the next performance abroad is going to be Japan Expo in Malaysia, as I said at the beginning of the video. So yeah, it's like the first concert abroad in Asia. I don't think that any of my viewers in Malaysian. I would guess that most of my viewers are European, and I hope that it will be possible to arrange another concert in Europe soonish, like maybe not like well, maybe this year will be difficult, I would say. I have no idea, but maybe next year, who knows. Yeah, I really hope that there will be other opportunities to have like concerts in Europe, and that more members will be able to attend. So far, like, they always went abroad with 7 members, but the group is 16 people, of course, and it's kind of a shame that foreign fans don't get to know all of them, because all of them are very, very interesting girls, so you can get like more of the experience if you get to meet all of them. But yeah, so far I think you can only meet them in Japan, like in the full group. Actually, not even, because like they very rarely perform with a full group. Of course, 16 people is a lot of people, and most of the stages here are not big enough to accommodate all of them, and also some of them might have like other things to do on that day, or they have like other jobs. So yeah, it's kind of rare to see the full group actually. But yeah, as for Japan, like if you actually manage to come here in Japan, you can see them in Tokyo, of course in the Tokyo area, almost every day, or at least like 4 or 5 days a week. So they perform at least 4 or 5 days a week. Basically, I think every weekend they have at least one performance. So if you're in Tokyo, you can just go to the website, see the schedule, and you can see where they're performing that week. And most performances, of course, in live venues, you have to buy a ticket, which is not too expensive, especially if you're used to the prices of Anisong's concert. This is like half or 1/3 of that. So yeah, Idol's event a bit cheaper than Anisong events. At least that's it. And yeah, but of course you should probably budget for Bhutan as well. So I guess the price is not that different in the end. So yeah, that was a very brief presentation of the group, at least from my point of view. And I hope that you got a bit interested. And if you are, go check their site, their YouTube channel, which I will post down here. And you will see more of them in the future as well. I'm pretty sure, because I will still keep following them, and hopefully produce new material as well. And so yeah, so this was it for this episode, and next episode will come out, no idea when. And I still haven't decided what to talk about, but it would be probably another underground group that caught my eyes. I've seen many of them in this month, and yeah, I will present these groups, and yeah, hopefully you get to know more about this wonderful world. So I see you next time.